Brothers, I come to you again, brothers, my fellow husbands. Today I've come to talk to you about the anatomy of sexual temptation for husbands. Yes, you heard right. The anatomy of sexual temptation for husbands. Let me read 3 verses from the Old Testament. 2 Samuel chapter 11, verse 2 to 4. One evening, David got up from his bed and strode around on the roof of the palace. From the roof, he saw a woman bathing, a very beautiful woman. So David sent someone to inquire about her, and he reported, "This is Bathsheba, daughter of Eliam, and the wife of Uriah the Hittite." David sent messengers to get her, and she came to him. He slept with her. Now she had just been purifying herself from her uncleanliness. Afterward, she returned home. The woman conceived and sent word to inform David, "I am pregnant." Those are the most feared words for a married man. Those are the most feared words for a husband. When the woman reporting those words to you is not your wife. You say, "Reverend Paul, why address this issue of sexual sin only to husbands?" And I give you 4 reasons. Number 1, husbands are sexually active. When we're younger, before we are married, we know how to control our urges. We want to keep pure. We stay away, for us Christians, from all encounters with sleeping with women. But husbands are sexually active. Secondly, they are bonded to one woman in an exclusive relationship. Attracted to many, but bonded to one. Finding many appealing, but bonded to one. Number 3, their conduct attracts public attention. Many people that I know that Paul WASSWA is a married man. My marital status is in the public square for everybody to know. And whether I like it or not, I'm accountable to the public. Fourthly and lastly, stepping out of that marital relationship is actually a legal matter. It is actually a legal matter. Whereas single men may not find all those challenges with what they do for a husband, that is a legal matter. That said, I want to bring 4 or so points here, and very quickly. Please stay with me. Number 1, that temptation occurs to all, regardless of age, belief, or status. Temptation occurs to all. Those who are tempted include grandparents, professors, priests, newlyweds or newly married, and marriage counselors themselves. Temptation occurs to all. To be tempted does not mean that one has to automatically succumb to that temptation and sin. Temptation is one thing, sinning is another. They are not one and the same, even when they are connected. So number 1, temptation occurs to all of us. Number 2, I want you to remember that there are some settings and scenarios which empower sexual temptations. As a husband, you need to be aware of that there are some settings and scenarios which empower sexual temptations. Things like being idle. That was the case of David. It is a time when kings go to war. He's alone at home and roaming around on the roof of the palace. Being idle, being frustrated, longing for affirmation from a significant other. Alcohol consumption, because it affects your sense of judgment and willpower. And then these attractive qualities in the other gender, her intellect, her meekness. And when you spend longer hours with this person, the temptation gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So the second thing for us to appreciate is that there are certain settings and scenarios which empower sexual temptations. Point number 3 I want to make in this video cast is that desire, as in all temptations, is the highway for sexual temptation. Sexual temptation rides on desire. The thing you have always wanted to do, the experience you have always wanted to have, something you read about, something you heard on some of these FM radios, and your body started desiring that. Desire is the highway for sexual temptation. So what are you feeding your desire with? Is it flirting? Who are you spending your time more with? You need to evaluate who you are focusing on in your thoughts. Because by focusing on that person, you are actually feeding desire. Number 4, and lastly, for the time we have and the data we have, I want to conclude by saying sexual temptation can be defeated. For us, among the Balokole, would say that is good news. And in a convention, would sing, Tukute Nereza Yesu. Sexual temptation can actually be defeated. Meaning, husbands, you are not doomed to fail. It can be defeated. Joseph ran away from a willing, beautiful, and empowered woman. Timothy was advised by Paul to flee sexual temptation. And so here are 4 things, as I close, which will help you defeat sexual temptation as a husband. Number 1, have the fear of God in your heart and maintain the fear of God in your heart. The power of that is that you are always living before his audience. Have the fear of God in your heart. Number 2, invest in your relationship with your wife. Make your wife your friend, your confidant. If God can help you get to that place where you can even share a temptation, where you can even share someone trying to be seductive towards you, that will be very good equipment for you to defeat temptation. Number 3, allow Jesus to fight your battles. Invite Jesus as a companion on your journey of life. Let him fight those battles for you. People who know Jesus as Lord and Savior, they are not immune to temptation. Some have fallen, but Jesus has picked them up, strengthened them up, and given them more strength to fight with the flesh. Number 4, and lastly, have an accountability partner. For us in our church, we have a marriage fellowship. We have Fathers Union. And I'm saying take it beyond a big group experience and have 2 men, 3 men in your life who you share your struggles with. Sexual temptation for husbands is real. The good news is it can be defeated. I'll be praying for you as we walk this journey of being faithful to the vows we made.